What is up, guys? Jarv here, back today jumping into Destiny. We are back with another This Week in Destiny, giving you all the heads up on everything that you can expect for the up and coming week. This week is week 2 of Season of the Deep. We have a new raid challenge, featured raid and dungeon content, a full breakdown of all the weekly rituals, the up and coming Nightfall, and also the seasonal challenges for the up and coming week. Now, as always, if you do enjoy the video, be sure to leave a comment and rating down below, and remember to subscribe for more Destiny 2 content. We are fast approaching 200,000 subscribers here on the channel, so make sure to hit that red button and ring that bell to ensure you don't miss an update. But without further delay, guys, let's jump into the video. Another week and another This Week in Destiny. This is week 2 of Season of the Deep, and this week sees the return of Iron Banner into Destiny 2. Now, whilst it might seem early for Iron Banner, Bungie are responding to community feedback from previous seasons when there was only 2 Iron Banner events per season. This season we'll see 3 events, with the first one kicking off on the 30th of May. Now, each season with a brand new Iron Banner, we also get some new weapons, a new shader, and also an absolutely awesome emblem. As for the weapons, we have the Pressurized Precision, which is a brand new Strand legendary fusion rifle, and that fusion rifle finds itself alongside the return of the Swarm of the Raven, a Void legendary grenade launcher. Now, you can earn these by completing Iron Banner matches and earning rank up packages with Lord Saladin over in the tower. Now, alongside those weapons, we have a brand new shader called Battle Tempered, which will likely earn as part of the reward track, and that's alongside the Brazen Wolf, which is arguably one of the best looking emblems we've ever had in Destiny 2. If there was never a better reason to jump into Iron Banner, whether that be for the first time or just to pick up this absolutely incredible emblem, then Season 21 could be the best time to do it, with Iron Banner kicking off on the 30th of May. Now, from here we're going to move on to the featured raid challenge for the Root of Nightmares raid. This week's challenge can be found over a decision encounter and is called Crossfire. Now, thanks once again to blueberries.gg to complete this challenge. Players cannot shoot the launch crystals on the side they're currently on, and if you need to cross the ravine at any point, a guardian from the opposing team will need to shoot the crystal for you. It's really important to note that Crossfire can't be cheesed in any way by simply sword skating or flying to the other side. The challenge will fail if any other method is used, so you'll need to use the crystals to cross the gap each and every time. Now, all in all, this challenge isn't particularly difficult, it's just about being patient. Naturally, you'll need great communication with the entire team for whenever you need to cross the ravine. Then as long as your team can pull this off, you'll gain access to an additional raid chest, granting yourself some sweet adept raid loot. Now, moving on to the featured raid and dungeon content for the week, the featured raid for week 2 of Season of the Deep is the Garden of Salvation. Now, this launched alongside Shadowkeep, has some incredible weapons still available, and as the featured raid, all the challenges will also be available too. Perfect if you're still working on the Enlightened seal, which is very much something that I still need to complete as part of this raid challenge. Now, alongside the Garden of Salvation, we also see the Spire of the Watcher return, this time though as a featured dungeon. Now, as a featured dungeon, it means you can repeat it over and over again and farm it entirely for loot. Whether you're chasing down weapons or you just want to look like a badass cowboy, then the Spire of the Watcher now finds itself in the dungeon rotation, which, much like the Garden of Salvation, is a perfect opportunity to complete your Wanted seal or even pick up the Hierarchy of Needs, which is the exclusive exotic bow available from this dungeon. Now, next up, we're going to return to Dares of Eternity and this 30th Anniversary Pack activity. Now, as part of Season 21, we have not seen any loot updates so far, which as a result sees the Prefector armor set return from Season of the Chosen. As always, it is partnered with the Scatterhorn armor set from Forsaken, and I can certainly say the comment section has been very vocal on their thoughts on this armor set. But if there are any other armor sets that you would like to see, then be sure to sound off down in the comments below. Now, naturally, alongside Season of the Chosen armor, we do see the return of Season of the Chosen weapons. This includes the Scaithlock, the Extraordinary Rendition, the Brass Attacks, the Threaded Needle, the Cojuelo, the Imperial Needle, the Far Future, the Honor's Edge, the Distant Tumulus, the Interference, the Shepherd's Watch, and the Annual Skate hand cannon. Now, all these items, weapons and armor can drop during the course of the activity upon completion, or by handing in strange coins over at the Star Horse in the treasure hoard. Now, naturally, I'm a massive fan of this particular activity, but if you have any suggestions or changes that you would like to see to this 30th anniversary pack mode, then as always, be sure to sound off down in the comments below. Now, next up, we're going to move on to the weekly rituals, and this week's is a returning Nightfall and eventually Grandmaster Nightfall in Season of the Deep. This week sees the Corrupted return. Now, the Corrupted launched into Destiny 2 as part of Forsaken and was originally one of the most difficult Nightfalls available in the rotation. That has since changed due to some of the updates Bungie made to the strike itself, but also just because of how powerful we are as Guardians. That being said, the Corrupted will still pose a challenge, and with week 1 offering the Buzzard as the Adept reward, we are still waiting to see one of the 2 new weapons added to the Nightfall rotation. Could this week see the return of the Osprey rocket launcher, which is returning to Destiny 2, or the Loaded Question, which has also been reprised, both with brand new perks? Which one of these weapons would you love to see? Be sure to sound off down in the comments below. Now, as for the Crucible, this week sees 2 Crucible modes in the featured rotation. We have Zone Control return alongside Mayhem. Now, each of these modes offer completely different challenges, and when you factor in Iron Banner, which is also in rotation this week, there is a lot going on inside the Crucible in week 2. It's a perfect opportunity to either earn some Iron Banner loot or pick up an easy Pinnacle reward if you're new to Destiny or still on the power grind. Now, to round us out for the week, we're going to move on to seasonal challenges, and there are 10 seasonal challenges for week 2 of Season of the Deep. The first is called Into the Depths 2, and he needs to complete week 2 of the Into the Depths mission. That's alongside Frontline Salvager 2, and he needs to open chests in Salvage. Redeeming salvage keys will grant additional progress, and that's alongside whilst defeating Taken anywhere in the system. Next, we have Powerful Salvager, and he needs to defeat powerful combatants inside the salvage activities. That's alongside Antithetical Armaments, and he needs to defeat targets with shotguns or sniper rifles, and defeated guardians or defeating combatants in salvage or deep dive activities will grant additional progress. That's alongside Throne World activities, so whilst in the Throne World you need to complete bounties and earn progress by completing patrols, public events and looting lost sectors. Next up, we have Lost in the Legend, and he needs to complete a lost sector on Legend difficulty or higher. That's alongside Flourish of Power, and he needs to defeat Guardians in the Mayhem playlist with super abilities. That's alongside Primeval Entourage, and he needs to defeat Taken in Gambit, and you'll earn bonus progress for defeating tougher combatants. The penultimate challenge of the week is Taken Decimator, and he needs to defeat Taken combatants in the Vanguard playlist or strikes, and you'll earn bonus progress for defeating tougher combatants. And the final challenge for the week is called Calibrate Long Range, and for this you'll need to calibrate long range weapons including pulse rifles, bows and trace rifles, and you'll get bonus progress for defeating Guardians. Now, all these challenges offer Challenger XP, and some will offer Bright Dust. Now, as a result of some of the changes to Eververse in Season 21, we're currently no longer able to see the calendar for Eververse over in Today in Destiny.com. They have, however, added an overview of what is available for Silver and what is available for Bright Dust. So if you want to be savvy this season, then be sure to check out Today in Destiny.com, and I'll leave the link to that down in the video description below. But as a result of that change, Eververse will sadly no longer be part of This Week in Destiny, but don't worry, we have a new video coming each and every Tuesday covering the full vendor resets over in the tower, including Tess, Banshee and Shader 1. So keep your peepers peeled for that shortly after this week's weekly reset, when week 2 kicks off on the 30th of May. So there we have it guys, a good look on everything that we can expect in week 2 of Season of the Deep. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to check out one of the 2 videos you see here in these cards for more Destiny 2 content. And if you want to keep up to date with everything to do with Destiny 2, then be sure to hit subscribe as well. I'm going to pick to the game as always guys, and I will catch you all again very soon.